I don't know if she's even going to destroy Caitlin Clark long term. She's going to destroy Caitlin Clark short term.
Wait a second. Something's seriously wrong. Caitlin Clark just played one of her worst games ever. And the whole team? It's like they forgot how to play. But here's the twist. This might not be just a bad night. And it's probably not about rust either. Fans are now digging up something crazy. A quote, maybe an old one, and it's from Stephanie White herself.
Yesterday, what we seen displayed out there was a rude awakening to a bunch of fans. Stephanie White.
Now it's all starting to click. Let's just say this isn't her first time pulling this on a superstar. And what just came out? It flips the whole story. You seriously need to see this.
Yesterday, what we seen displayed out there was a rude awakening to a bunch of fans. Stephanie White's style of coaching is not for Caitlin Clark.
Yesterday, the Fever hit the court again. And something felt seriously off. But this time, fans weren't just frustrated. They were furious. Comments were blowing up like, "I'm done watching this team. I didn't pay for this garbage. I came for Caitlin Clark. We're being ripped off." And yep, those are real comments sitting under the Fever's latest post. Right in the middle of the chaos, Coach Stephanie White, the same coach who came in promising unity, chemistry, and wins. But what did she actually bring? Confusion, drama, and what's now looking like sabotage. Let's be honest, this ain't Caitlin Clark's team anymore. This is Stephanie White's system. And if you don't fit her mold, you're out. So what's really going on? Why are fans turning on her? It's that anti-Clark energy. And it's louder than ever. Let's cut right to the moment everything blew up. Because Stephanie didn't just show her bias through weird rotations or awkward pressers. Nah, she exposed herself months ago. And the receipts go back to something she said about Luka Doncic. And once you hear it, everything about this Caitlin Clark mess suddenly becomes way too clear. This isn't just random. It's a full-on pattern. Now let me tell you exactly what she said. Stephanie goes, "You see, the Mavericks just play differently without Luka on the floor. He's a high-usage guy. The ball sticks with him. But when he's off, the ball moves. It pops. Everyone gets touches. Everyone steps up." Now pause right there.
The post also includes a quote from Mavs radio announcer, "Lower usage rate from this year."
She really said that. About the same guy who just dragged the Mavericks to the NBA Finals. Luka. The one who led the league in scoring in 2024. You can't make this stuff up. She basically implied, yeah, the Mavericks are actually better without Luka. That's not just a wild take. That's straight up basketball nonsense. It's like saying the Warriors are more dangerous without Steph, or that the Nuggets should ditch Jokic so the ball can move better. Seriously? And here's where it gets scary. Because this isn't just about Caitlin Clark anymore. This shows exactly how Stephanie White sees the game. This isn't a one-time thing. It's her core belief. Her entire basketball brain works like this.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Like, it is you can sucker punch a team once off. That's all you're going to get, though, is one off.
If you're the type of player who dominates the ball, who drives the game, Stephanie White doesn't see you as the answer. She sees you as the problem. She's not looking for a playmaker. She wants a system. And if you don't fit that system, you're done. That's why Luka wasn't safe. And that's exactly why Caitlin Clark is in trouble. This is the same mindset making Clark look rushed, out of place, and completely disconnected on the floor. She's barely touching the ball. Nobody's pushing the pace with her. She's fighting for every point like she's not the face of the team. This isn't about Clark playing badly. This is about her being used all wrong. And the proof is right in front of us. The Fever are barely breaking 500, Clark's numbers are dropping, and her impact? Shrinking. So who's responsible? Stephanie White. Because she refuses to do what any smart coach would with a generational player. Put the ball in her hands and let her cook. Facts don't lie, and no one can deny this one. When Luka's off the court, the Mavs crash. Just like the Fever crumble when Clark is benched. That whole more ball movement without stars thing, it maybe works for a few minutes, one quarter, maybe a game. But you don't build titles off chaos. You build around your best player. And Caitlin Clark is that player, just like Luka was. But Stephanie, still blind to it. Clark's return game, it was a disaster. And if you're thinking, maybe she just had an off night, think again. The whole team looked lost. Why? Because nothing's changed. Same system, same stale offense, same coach with that Luka logic running everything into the ground. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you've got a big three, two of them better show up, or you're not winning anything.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. When you've got a big three, two of them need to show up for you to even compete.
All right, so that means that one of the big three's always got another big three's back. Some games, like against the
When it's playoff time, you need your whole big three to explode. But the Fever, they've got a superstar being treated like a backup. Caitlin Clark's getting iced out of the offense like she's the last option on the bench. And that's not just bad coaching. That feels planned. And now, everything's starting to add up. Because guess what?
Does Stephanie White have an agenda? Her coaching style is influenced by her NC2A championship coach, Carolyn Peck.
Stephanie White's old coach, Carolyn Peck, just went public saying, the Fever are more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. Hold up. What? Now it makes sense where White gets this twisted view of basketball. They won a title together at Purdue. Peck even joined White's staff at Vanderbilt. These two have been pushing the same system over superstar mindset for years. And let's be real, it's never worked. White's run at Vanderbilt, total disaster.
Look, Peck joins White's staff at Vanderbilt. By the way, she ran everybody out of Vanderbilt.
So when people ask, why does Caitlin look so off? Why does it feel like this system is draining her? Now you've got your answer. Stephanie White's history says it all. 7 wins, 23 losses. Then another season. 7 wins, 24 losses. Back-to-back disasters. Same blueprint, same results.
She went 14, 16, 7 and 24, 7 and 23.
Yeah, because that's exactly what's happening in Indiana right now. They keep saying Caitlin needs to step up, when in reality,
It doesn't matter if she's a great coach.
Stephanie White either needs to coach smarter or maybe just stop coaching altogether. Clark should be dropping 25 and 12 every night. She should be leading the league in assists and raining threes like it's nothing. She should be the WNBA's face, not just in ads, but on the stat sheet. But instead, they've got her standing in the corner like a role player. She's running off ball with zero transition support. She's out there wasting minutes. No rhythm, no control. This isn't development. This looks like sabotage.
Threatening to quit watching the Indiana Fever basketball. Fans is threatening to quit going to the games. And if this was to happen,
Let's tie it all together. Stephanie White once said, the Mavericks play better without Luka. And now, she's running an offense that looks like it's built to function without Caitlin Clark. See the pattern? This isn't about Clark being a rookie. It's not about her needing time or learning the pro game. It's about a coach who actually believes a superstar holds the team back and would rather run some lifeless offense full of missed layups and mid-range bricks. And that's how you ruin a generational player before she ever gets the chance to take over. The fans see it, they know what's happening, and just like always, they're not buying the excuses.
was to happen, I hope not. But if this was to happen, Stephanie White is to blame.
Because even if you don't know X's and O's, you feel what's going on. Caitlin Clark brings fire. She brings space. She puts fear in defenses the second she crosses half court. And still, what's the strategy? Bench her, freeze her out, let everyone else run the offense like it's stuck in 1999.
Way this stuff could change is if we, the fans, voice our opinions online, in videos, and make it loud enough so the front office can hear it.
This isn't team basketball anymore. This is personal. This is ego, plain and simple. Stephanie White looks less like a head coach and more like someone out to prove a point, even if it means dragging her own team down. And let's be real. At what cost? Because this isn't just about Caitlin Clark. This isn't just about one bad game or one broken system. What we're seeing right now is a superstar being silenced, a once exciting franchise being stripped of its identity, and the WNBA as a whole suffering because one coach refuses to adapt. Think about it. How many times have we seen Clark open and ignored? How many fast breaks died before she could even touch the ball? How many lifeless offensive sets where she's stuck in a corner while the shot clock melts away? That's not bad luck. That's not rookie adjustment. That's design. That's intention. And that's exactly why fans are furious. This isn't just mismanagement. This is sabotage in real time. So yeah, I'll say it louder. If you're watching this system break Caitlin down piece by piece, and if you truly believe Stephanie White is turning this team into a factory of frustration and failure, then write "Free Caitlin" in the comments right now. Blow it up, because the front office needs to hear it. The league needs to hear it. And trust me, they are watching. We've seen what happens when fans stay silent. Nothing changes. But when voices rise up and pressure builds, that's when decisions get made. That's when rotations get questioned. That's when coaches start answering for their choices. And right now, this moment, this stretch of games, could define Caitlin Clark's entire rookie year. Are we really going to let that be wasted? Because here's the truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a movement, a spark this league desperately needed. And watching that spark get smothered by a system built on control instead of chemistry, that's not just frustrating, it's heartbreaking. And if you still think this is just early career struggles, you haven't been paying attention. Look around. Rookies all over the league are getting real chances, real freedom. They're making mistakes, sure, but they're allowed to grow. Meanwhile, Caitlin, she's walking on eggshells. One missed shot and she's yanked. One blown play and she's benched. That's not development, that's punishment. And you think she doesn't feel that? You think her teammates don't see it? This kind of tension doesn't just live in playbooks. It shows up in body language, in frustrated glances, in the silence during timeouts. And the craziest part? The Fever know exactly what they're doing. They know Clark is the reason ticket sales exploded. They know viewership has never been higher. But instead of building around her, they're trying to control her, contain her, shrink her down to fit inside some outdated system that's been failing since Vanderbilt. And now they're doing the same thing to one of the most hyped players in basketball history. For what? So Stephanie White can protect her system? Her ego? This isn't a coaching strategy. This is a power move. And don't be surprised if this gets uglier. You think Clark's just going to quietly accept this? You think fans are going to sit back while their favorite player gets pushed to the background? Because mark my words, if something doesn't change soon, this is going to blow up. There's only so long you can hide tension before it explodes. And when it does, don't say no one saw it coming. The writing's on the wall. Clark's talent is too big. Her impact is too real. And if Indiana won't wake up, someone else will. Another team, another coach, someone who sees what she actually brings. Because you don't get players like Caitlin Clark every year or even every decade. If the Fever can't figure that out, they don't deserve her. So yeah, this is bigger than basketball now. This is about respect, about trust, about giving a generational talent the chance to be what she was always meant to be. And if you agree, then speak louder. Drop that hand-free Caitlin in the comments. Let the noise get so loud that even the front office can't ignore it. You know what's wild? If this keeps going, Caitlin Clark might not just get frustrated. She might walk. Yeah, think about that. The biggest name in the WNBA, traded. All because one coach couldn't let go of control. Imagine the headlines, the chaos, the backlash. And when it happens, don't blame Caitlin. Blame the system that never let her breathe.